All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're just trying out the platform. It's not letting you come on. Wait a minute. I think it is. All right. So I appreciate the fact that you guys are allowing us to be able to test this on. We figured it
We
out.
did. We finally here.
We did. We figured it out. Thank you so much, Latoya. I really appreciate you coming on and being able to test this out.
Yes.
I appreciate everybody who has been paying attention to Mamarazzi Mondays on the IG platform, Instagram. And so I appreciate that. And so hopefully this will be a really good switch. So again, I appreciate you even volunteering to come on and be my guest. I do appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
So Latoya, where are you originally from?
I am from Salina, Kansas, and that's where I reside now. I formerly lived in Wichita, so I have Wichita in my heart, but I'm really from Salina.
Yeah. Okay. And so, how did you decide to settle back in Salina? Do you like it in Salina?
I have always loved Salina. I grew up in Salina. I came here. I was a military brat. So we stopped here instead of staying like in that area of Fort Riley. But I grew up in Salina. It has started a lot of my roots of my understanding of what Kansas is and everything like that. So I love Salina. And being back here, I came because my father, he actually had end-stage renal. So he has some kidney issues, and I wanted to be closer to family so that we can just be together and everything like that.
Of course, absolutely. For anybody tuning in, this is Mrs. Latoya Edwards, and she is the owner of I Lift Body Works and Sculpting in Salina, Kansas. And she's also a distributor for Total Life Changes. And so I'm really excited to interview her today. And really, we're going to be having a conversation. I have been able to begin using Total Life Changes, and no shame in my game whatsoever. I think that, that getting back healthy, losing weight, it's something that a lot of people struggle with. It's something that a lot of women are, trying to figure out, what to do, what works. And so I'm really, really glad just for the results that I'm already seeing with Total Life Changes. So it's pretty important. So tell me a little bit about how you got started with I Lift Body Works and Sculpting.
Okay.
Can you explain to everyone what that is?
Okay, absolutely. So let me give you a little bit about my background. I'm actually a psychologist. I'm a certified trauma specialist, and I'm also a certified community psychologist. I have done.
So you're dissecting me right now in this moment, huh?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's not what I do. I don't read minds. I don't analyze people in that way. But what I do is I look at the marginalized populations and try to see how we can help the marginalized people, such as, if we have social issues within those who are disabled, those who are children, who are not a part of, your general populace, or, those who are even such as ourselves, we are in the African American or Black community, and we are having social issues. So I look at how a group functions when they are marginalized. So that's really what I'm trained in. And as far as trauma, I specialize.
We're going to have to chat more on that.
Say it again.
We're going to have to chat more on that. That's really important, and that's special that you do. I have no clue why, but I think it's freezing. Is it freezing on your end too?
It was kind of blipping there, but it's okay. So I have done that since 2000. Most people will say, you don't look that old, but I have done that since 2000. And I was really just asking myself, what did I want to do for the next 20 years or 30 years that I can find my groove. And so initially I wanted to get into massage therapy. But I found after I moved back to Salina that massage therapy was in Wichita. So I was looking for other opportunities to get into health and wellness, to really cultivate what I do know on this side, and see what I could do. So what I found is I started looking at what can I do with the services to combine it with massage therapy. And so I found cavitation and body sculpting. And so I became certified in that. And I have not, I can tell you, like when I initially got into it, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna be working on the physical. But as I have been working with clients, I find that people have trauma in all sorts of ways, not just mental. Okay, it is mental, everything's mental, but the clients that I work with still have some type of trauma. And so I've been able to kind of combine both of the works that I've learned to do and things that I became certified in. And I found myself doing cavitations, body sculpting, butt lifts, breast lifts, facial lifts, and everything like that. So that's what I.
So getting body snatched.
Come on, we get it together. Because, you know, when you feel good, everything around you seems to become more positive. You speak to yourself in a more positive way. You interact with people more positive. And so it's just really getting that confidence back and just really being able to be your best self.
Absolutely. So when women, you know, come to you for the I Lift Body Works and Sculpting, and I don't want to assume, because do you have male clients also?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. So I'm glad that you pointed that out. So when your clients come to you, what are the things that they're probably feeling most concerned about or most insecure about?
Well, what I find is most people just stop taking care of themselves. And it's not necessarily working out every day, 2-3 times a day, but sometimes it's just a matter of how they talk to themselves or what they're eating or who they're hanging out with. And so oftentimes it's appearing physical. The manifestation becomes physical, but really a lot of the issues tend to be more, you know, they're just not treating themselves as best as they should.
Do you find that women who tend to, you know, to take care of a lot of other people tend to put themselves last? And so sometimes, you know, women, you know, we get used to living these fast-paced lifestyles to where we're always on the go, whether for ourselves, children, the people who we care about, friends and family. And so do you see that also, you know, kind of being a little problematic or kind of correlated with how we take care of our health?
Absolutely, it's really related. A lot of the clients that I've been working with lately have been single moms. They are also stay-at-home moms. So what ends up happening is they have to give themselves to their children, or they're giving themselves to other people that's in their family that they have to be caretakers of, and they treat themselves last. That means that they're going to feed themselves last. They are not taking care of themselves, even just to the smallest amount of, did you drink enough water today? They're not taking care of themselves. And so because they're not doing that, they're finding that their body is showing off on them. So then, the fat cells are starting to store up hormones. They're imbalanced. They are then losing their confidence. And then, as you know, when you lose your confidence, a lot of other things start to fall to the wayside too. So they're not doing their home, you know, they're not taking care of home well. They're not giving the best to their children well. So, I mean, it really, at the end of the day, it becomes women who are really just giving themselves to everybody else but them.
Absolutely. And so with the things that you're doing with iLift and also the things that you're doing with Total Life Changes, how have you operating in those spaces and making yourself available to those women and to those, you know, also men, because I know that you take care of the men also, but you being able to serve in those capacities, how does that actually help them be able to turn things around for themselves?
So before anybody comes in here and gets on my table, I have to hear them agree that they are going to make a total life change. And also, nobody walks out without having a detox in hand. That means, you're going to drink some tea, which seems really, really simple. But what it's doing is it's releasing those chemicals, toxins, any type of hormones that you've gotten out of your foods. It's releasing those things so that they're clearer. And so I always have to have an agreement from them. You're going to take these products. Now, some of them don't take the whole month's supply, and that's fine. But what I give them, they do take. And I have not had anybody come back and say, you know what, I didn't feel better. This was bad. Nobody says that. What they say is, you know, I didn't know what this was, but I took this tea. I had more energy. I felt better. I put some clothes on. I felt better in my clothes. And so those little minor changes then began to manifest bigger changes. And for me, small wins are just as good as big wins. So if you had a better day today, then we won. If you're having a better week, we won. If you had a better month, we won. And that's really what it's about.
Yeah. So yeah, and I have to say, you know, and I'm super transparent, you know, I was able to try the tea, and I really did feel as though it helped me be able to reset. And so, you know, I definitely saw the benefits of that. What are some other suggestions that you give for women long term, you know, with that?
So with
Because
every
it
client,
can be a really good reset.
okay, with every client, I do provide a consultation. So we talk about some of the different things that are going on in their life, some of the different things going on in their body. So if I have a woman who's maybe of a certain age, we talk
Mhm.
about some of those menopausal issues, or we talk about some of those menstrual issues. So one of the products
Yeah.
that I do suggest, and we've talked about it before, was Blossom. Blossom is a pill that you take. It's 3 pills you take a day, and with that,
Mhm.
it does help with your libido, helps give you energy, it helps stabilize your mood. It also just helps you get that funk and fog out of your mind. So again, that you're able
Yeah.
to function, and especially formulated for women. So it is helping, those cells and those hormones that we specifically have. Another thing again is the tea. That's something that I always recommend, no matter who you are, man or woman. And then
Hmm.
also another product that I do suggest is the NutriBurst. It is a liquid vitamin. I have it right here. I'm gonna show it to you. Now I like the
I
NutriBurst
took some
Plus.
this morning, girl.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The NutriBurst Plus. It is a liquid vitamin, and this vitamin just gives you so much energy. It has 72 minerals. It has phytonutrients, amino acids. It has everything that your body needs, and your body has a 98% absorption of it. So it's not like you're going to take a pill that you would get over the counter. It's a liquid vitamin that you're going to take, and your cells are going to soak it up. It's going to boost your immune system. So I try to make sure everyone has more of an understanding of some well-rounded products with Total Life Changes, not just specialized products, but products that you can take that really do help your cells regenerate and again give you energy, and clear your mind and make you have focus.
Hmm. If anyone is interested in that, please make sure to drop your name below. You can also inbox myself or Miss Latoya, and we'll make sure that you get the link to be able to get that
Yes,
from her. So
yes.
please make sure that you do that if any of these things sound of interest to you. So I also want to use this time, Ms. Latoya, to also speak just about, you know, we know that these are some of the things that are so problematic with women, you know, but also I want to find out from you, you know, how do you feel that that affects so many of the other things that women have going on, you know, when it comes to their mental health, not looking good, not feeling good? How do you feel as though that relates to the other aspects of their lives?
So just to plug my own personal in, how I got involved with Total Life Changes. When I got involved with Total Life Changes, to be honest, I was 290 some pounds. And
Well, girl, we didn't see the progress.
I didn't know what I was going
I
to do
saw
with
you post the
myself.
photos.
I
Yeah.
didn't know what I was going to do with myself. To be honest, I was not able to breathe very well. I had heart palpitations. Um, I was struggling on my job because I could not focus. I was focused on just my personal issues. Um, and when I got on the products, it was not only helping me to lose weight, but it was actually helping me to re-clarify my why. And that's no matter who you are, your why is so important. Why are you doing what you're doing? Your children are watching you. People in your community are watching you. And if you're not functioning your best, if you're not applying your best, if you are not in your right mind, how can you be of
I got to
service
give you
to
this.
anybody? You know what I mean? How can you be of service in any
Absolutely.
capacity? So it's like I started using the products, not realizing how impactful they were. I just knew I was trying
Yeah.
something because I had to do something and stop sitting on my
Yeah.
behind or stop complaining. And so when I reclarified
Hmm.
my why, just like anybody else, then it becomes you have to do it. Because if you set your
Hmm.
why and you set your intentions and you start to fail yourself, then everything around you just doesn't make sense anymore. Why are you doing what you're
Hmm.
doing? And so that's what I try to encourage anybody who takes the products, any Total Life distributor. We always try to stress what is your why? Because when you know your why, no matter
Yeah.
how good you feel, no matter how good you look, everything about you has an intention. And so that's really what it's
Absolutely.
about.
So many people, so many women they become moms and then they just let everything else go. Sometimes that means, putting themselves on back burners, maybe not working out, maybe not eating the best. But also as it relates to their career, sometimes, not pursuing that career that they're interested in, not pursuing that business that they were thinking about starting. And so, I like to tell, especially new moms, that's the best advice that I can ever give. And I was so glad that I knew that very early on, when I became a mom, that it was really important for me to make sure that I was not losing myself, that I was still doing the things that I cared about, that I was passionate about. And that's just so important, I think, not just for your mental health, but also in how you be able to navigate the world. And so, so I was really glad that I knew that very early on. What are some things that you're seeing with some of the moms that you're coming across and that you're meeting in this journey of, you being able to do the I Lift Bodyworks and sculpting and also the total life changes?
So I had a new mom today, and I actually couldn't work with her because she was still breastfeeding. So any mom, no matter if you can take the products or use my services or not, I'm always encouraging you to make some time for yourself. I understand you have a baby. I understand you may have a man at home. I get all that. But as a woman, we are the not only the backbone, but a lot of times we are the muscle. A lot of times things don't get done without us. A lot of times we're the managers, okay? We have to manage ourselves. We have to manage the kids. We have to manage our man. Let's talk about it. We have to manage so much. But if you're not able to manage yourself, how do you manage anybody else? And so I always encourage anybody, especially, your new moms, take time for yourself, even if it's just a 20, 30-minute walk to let your mind get clear. Take a book, take time to do things that you like to do that remind you that this is me. I'm still always me. And I have to put myself first. I have to be encouraging myself first, because how I speak to myself tends to be how I talk to my children. How I talk to myself is going to definitely be how I talk to my man. And if I'm not talking to me right, how am I going to talk to anybody right? And so I always encourage anybody, new mom or not, to take time to really just clarify who you are at all times. I do have a mantra that I use. And I encourage other people to get a mantra. Sometimes you just have to stop and start talking to yourself. I am smart. I am intelligent. I am able to do the things that I set my mind to. I am what God has called me to be. I am able to go out and provide solutions to people and not problems. I'm a problem solver. And so when you are able to talk to yourself well, when you're able to have your own clarity, then again, you are able to operate and be a steward in the things that you have really been called to do. And that's motherhood is an amazing thing, but it's also an amazing responsibility too. And so when you have those type of responsibilities, you got to be on your game. You got to be ready, because you don't know what's coming.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and I appreciate you sharing that. And I definitely hope that the moms who are watching, pick up on that. Ladies, if you are watching, go ahead and drop a crown below. And if if you're a male watching, drop a crown below. If you liked any of those things that Ms. Latoya was just sharing. So I do appreciate you sharing about that. Let's also get into the fact that, through this journey of your own, even with getting your own health in order, you also became an entrepreneur. And so by you doing that, how did that kind of wake up your spirits, and how did that, light a fire for you with getting into entrepreneurship?
Okay. Well, I've been an entrepreneur since I was 20 years old. My first business was Purpose in Me. Purpose in Me was really established because at that time I had miscarriages and I had went through a divorce, and I couldn't get a grasp on what my purpose was, because I went from my parents' home to being a wife. And so I really wasn't clear on who I was after my divorce, because my whole mindset was, I gotta be the best wife, and I want to be the best mom, and I want to be able to do all these things within my household. But when that changed, I had to, again, recertify, like, who am I? What is my purpose? So my first business actually was Purpose in Me, and I was an e-commerce seller on eBay. And then when I moved to Wichita, I got into insurance. I became an insurance agent, and I had my own insurance agency. So I had been an entrepreneur for quite a while. I grew up with entrepreneurs. So I had always seen the ability to make your own economy. I always knew that the best thing you could do for yourself was either be in a job that you was going to get full commission, or be in a job that you was going to write your own check. So I always had that call on myself just to be like, I got to take responsibility for myself. And so when I was finding total life changes, I was really at rock bottom, but I still had that entrepreneurial spirit. And so when I got into it, I said to myself, well, when I first got into it, it was 2016, but I said to myself, I'm going to take personal action so I can reach my personal goals. And so that's for anybody who's wanting to be an entrepreneur. You have to understand that you are going to take some risk. You need to be organized, and you have to be very efficient at what solutions you're going to be wanting, what solutions you're going to provide to your customers and your clientele. And so as an entrepreneur, I'm always encouraging other people to just, you know, self-develop, reach out to other people, get some coaches or mentors, anything that's going to basically build you up so that you can build your business. So as an entrepreneur, like I said, I've always had that spirit. I've always had that energy. But being with Total Life Changes and being my own boss now, you know, I just really have found my own space because I'm passionate about it. And I really see like longevity in it. It's not just jumping in for the money, but it's jumping in because I see the purpose in me. Again, you
it's
know,
a blessing.
Yeah,
it's a blessing to be able to kind of find that niche, what you're great at. And so many of your things, I don't know if you even noticed, but they're all kind of like, you know, very much aligned together with all of the things that you've been able to tap into. So I just think that that's amazing. Now, we are in such an Insta world, okay? So everything is at your fingertips. And because of that, people want fast results. They want them right then and there. You know, if you're overweight, we expect to be skinny in 30 days, okay? And I'm guilty of it. I promise you, you know, I've tried so many different things. And it doesn't always work, or I'm expecting to see, you know, fast results very, very soon. And one of the things, and I can't recall who told me this, but, you know, they pointed out, you know, you didn't get to where you got in 30 days. You know, sometimes it's just poor habits for months, for years. You know, and it's really changing a lifestyle. So I like the whole idea of not dieting, but changing a lifestyle. And that's something that I still struggle with. You know, I'm horrible on discipline in some aspects of my life. But, you know, could you speak to the people who are, you know, much like me, who like instant gratification, who want to see results really, really fast? Can you speak to us?
Well, I can. So you kind of hit on it a little bit. We all like things fast. And we live in a microwave society. We all want to pop something in, turn around in about 30 seconds or so, and it's hot and ready for us. But that's not the reality of anything. You don't get to where you are by anything being microwaved. Sometimes it's going to have to marinate a little bit. Sometimes it's going to have to bake and be, you know, really just cooked right, okay? So, and to be honest, I don't even own a microwave anymore because I didn't want to be in that mindset, even in how I eat and how I think. You know what I'm saying? So
drop the microwaves, ladies.
Now, and I'm from the South, so it's almost blasphemy to even have a microwave, to be honest, because nothing is cooked over, you know, nothing's cooked that fast. But just to hit to that though, you didn't get even to negative thinking overnight. A lot of times that starts in our childhood or starts when we start having experiences, and then we begin to have repetitive thoughts. And so you're going to have to change those repetitive thoughts, and it's not going to happen overnight, but it starts by taking the first step first. And so when you want something, you're going to have to determine within yourself, why are you deserving of what you really, really want? If it's weight loss, and you're really deserving of it, why do I deserve to be healthy? Okay? Now that doesn't sound like the easiest question to answer, but if you have a purpose,
but I understand where you're coming from.
But if you have a purpose in you, you already know it's going to take a little bit of work and it's going to take a little bit of time. And that time and effort is what's really going to be your dues. You're going to have to pay the dues to yourself. And so it's going to be, I need to get out and walk a little bit more. I need to get out and I need to, you know, be more encouraging to someone else so I can encourage myself. I need to do the things that I need to do, and it's going to take time. So it's never going to be easy to lose the weight. I can tell you now, I wanted that weight to drop off fast, and I set the intentions for it to drop off fast. But when I lost weight fast, I lost 100 pounds in 6 months. Okay. When I lost those 100 pounds,
Girl.
it sounds good. Now, it sounds good. It felt good, but it didn't stay off.
Yeah.
Some of the weight did come back, but it's because I wanted that overnight success. But unless you build systems, unless you have things in order that you're able to do daily, productive things that you're able to do daily, it's going to come right back. And so I'm telling anybody who wants to lose a significant amount or even a small amount of weight, it's going to be those little small details in your life that you're going to have to pay attention to. And you're going to have to do little pivotal steps, little by little degrees here, until you finally realize I'm in the place that I really wanted to be. So nothing's going to happen for you overnight. Just like, you might want $100,000, but you got to work for that. It don't come and drop on your lap. That means you're going to have to go out and seek the knowledge that you need to get those things that you really desire. So it may be you need to pick up a few books, few cookbooks. Maybe it is you need to pick up a few DVDs or go to a few classes. It's just going to be, you're going to have to do certain small things to make long lasting results. And that's what I'm encouraging anybody to do. Just start taking step by step in small degrees to finally get to the place you really want to be.
Absolutely. Now, what are some ways that women, whether they're married or single moms, what are ways that women can begin including their kids? Sorry, I teach, so I was about to call our children our students, but what are ways that moms can include their children in their fitness journey?
Well, start including yourself in your child's exercise. For me, my son was really little when I first started. He was like 5 or 6 years old, and he just wanted to go to the park, but I couldn't keep up with him even going to the park. So it's really just a matter of maybe we need to just take a little walk to the corner and come on back, get on the bike, and we go up the block or ride around the park. If your child's in any type of sports, my son loves football and basketball and things like that. I had to be the mom that was out there throwing a football. I had to be the mom that was out there playing basketball. And so it's like the things that your kids like, just start interjecting yourself in there physically. Don't just be the cheerleader on the side. Start helping them by practicing with them, or start helping them by doing some other things. As well, your kids watch you, okay? So if your kids see you sitting on the floor doing some sit-ups, I guarantee you they're going to get on the floor with you. If they see you out there doing some squats, it looks fun to them for whatever reason, squats look fun to them. They'll get out there and do it with you. So it's just start implementing those things in your life, and your kids will surely follow behind you, and they're going to keep those lessons with them for a long period of time, because then they'll realize, I can't just be sitting at the house all day. That don't make no sense, because I never grew up sitting at the house all day. So, just start doing those little minor things with your kids and just doing the activities that they like, and you'll find yourself getting more and more energy as you go.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you for sharing those gems with everyone. Thank you so much for that. We do appreciate that. Before we wrap up, I do want to see, what are some other, seeds that you want to plant in the people who you come across, and also someone who might be watching today?
So a few things that I always tell people is, one, to get a vision board. If you don't know what direction you're going, or you don't know what you really want to obtain, you're not going to get it. But if you can have a vision board on your wall, get a vision board. Start putting the things and affirmations up there. Start putting the places you want to go and things you want to have. Put that up on your wall, so every time you get up out of your bed or every time you walk by it, you have to see what your end goal is, or you have to see what you're working towards. So always do that. Another thing I always tell people is, get the little sticky note tabs. Start writing your affirmations down. I live my best life. Right today, maybe right now you don't. Maybe today you're not feeling your best. But when you see that reminder that you wrote yourself, I'm living my best life, I am blessed, I'm highly favored, whatever it may be, when you start seeing those little affirmations, you are not going to forget, and you are not going to let yourself down, because when you do, start slipping up, it doesn't feel good. So just make sure you leave those reminders for yourself. As well, make sure you get a mentor that's going to hold you accountable. Get you a friend or somebody that's going to say, hey, girl, we still going walking today? Hey, girl, what you do? What'd you eat today? When you got to tell on yourself, that does not feel good if you're not telling positive things. But if you out here saying, you know what, girl, I ate the best salad, or I ate the best vegetables, or I had this, and really dive into how it felt and how it touched your tongue and how the textures was. I mean, really break it down. But you got to have a good girlfriend or good friend and good mentor for that. Really be able to just dive in deep about how it felt and how it hit your cells and how you feel today. And oh, girl, I got my hair done and I just feel good. You know, when you're able to say that out loud and hear yourself speaking, again, that repetitive nature of always having positive thoughts, positive speech, it really does become a daily activity for you. And you're not going to want to be around anybody who's not speaking positive over themselves. Forget speaking positive over me. If you ain't speaking positive over yourself, we can't even be in the same environment. And so it's, again, you know, speak well of yourself, but be able to do it with someone else. And then last but not least, make sure that you have a journal. Journal your day. Journal what you're seeing about yourself. Journal what you see for yourself within the next 30, 60, 90 days. Journal what you see for yourself within the next year, 5 years, 10 years, whatever it may be. But as you journal it, setting your intentions, again, you're holding yourself accountable. And that's what I got.
Yes, thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate that. I really do appreciate you even sharing just about, you know, the power of the squad, making sure that, you know, that you do have a great circle around you who are holding you accountable to reaching your goals. So hopefully everyone in here was able to pick up on that. So thank you so much for sharing. I do want you to please plug your businesses so that everyone can be able to benefit from this the way that I've been able to begin benefiting also. So please do plug those.
Okay, so first and foremost, I have I Lift Body Works and Sculpting. It's here at 500.
Which I think is unique. Super cool.
Yes, it's at 500 East Iron Street here in Salina. I'm actually in partnership with the Allure Downtown Spa and Salon. So if you want to jump in and call, I mean, we have to have appointments first, but if you want to jump in and get on the schedule, definitely do that. I also, again, mentor with Making the Connection. It's a youth emergency shelter here. So I do work with children and families. Also, I work with women who are dealing with children who are considered high risk. If they have any type of behavioral issues or if they are having any type of trauma, I help to just work with them and help them get from 10 down to like maybe not 1, but we can get to 3. If we can get to 3, we're doing good. I also partner with Bison. It's brain injury support, operational and neurological, where we work with people who have trauma that have had either a car accident or some type of brain trauma, brain injury, where we do a support group that way. I work with John Byler. He is the founder. He's also there in Wichita and in Heston. What else do I do? I do quite a bit.
Everyone always messes with me. Yeah, everyone always messes with me and says that I do a lot, but girl, that sounds like a lot.
I do quite a bit. I do a number of other things, but you know, for the main part of it, I work with again with people that have different types of trauma, whether it's physical, mental, or even spiritual. I also work with another young lady. She's out of Manhattan, Kansas, and she does Reiki, and she also does past life regression and healing. So we work with people just dealing with different things going on within their mind, their spirit, and their body, and we just try to do a total healing. And I love Total Life Changes. I'm a independent distributor there, and I love just talking to people and helping them meet their goals.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that. I really do appreciate all of that. I will make sure that when I share this video that I am able to link them to your website. And then also, so please also make sure that I get that link for Total Life Changes. I'm already on there, so I don't really see the link anymore.
Okay.
All I have to do is go to your page and be able to log in. So let's be sure to make sure that everyone who has tuned in and anyone who will see this later gets to be able to benefit from that also. So again, I appreciate just the seeds that you were able to plant today. And hopefully that gets more of us off of our sofas, back active, and also just making sure that we're living our best lives. So
absolutely. So let me just plug in one more thing. Just one more thing. I do have iLift. If you're wanting to go onto the website, it is iliftbws.com. It's I Lift Body Works and Sculpting. You are able to see what services I provide. as well as you're able to get on my calendar if you're wanting to do services. You can come here to Salina. However, if you are in another location in the state of Kansas, I do travel, but I have to have a membership package. That means I have to see you more than once. So if you're wanting to get some services, if you're wanting to get some total life changes, definitely go ahead and look me up. I'm happy to help anybody.
I like that you do that. Again, that means no instant changes. You know, get that package. That way you understand that it is a, you know, a process, and you're not going to get there, you know, immediately, but it makes a lot of sense to do it that way. Thank you again. I appreciate everyone who tuned in to Mamarazzi Mondays on a Saturday. So I appreciate it. I definitely want some feedback about whether or not you all like the Facebook Live platform better than my Instagram Live platform. I will be honest with you. I'm liking the Facebook. I'm a believer now. And I appreciate Sharika Bray, who made the suggestion for us to use Facebook Live today. So I do appreciate it. And again, it's been a joy to be able to chat with you. And I thank you so much for coming on and being able to share about your businesses.
Thank you again for inviting me.
I appreciate it.
Yes, and everybody, make sure you like this video, and then make sure you share it, because I know that I follow Mamarazzi all the time, and she's always having somebody on that is always dropping some good jewels, good information that's helping our community. So don't sleep on her. Make sure you catch the next episode too, but make sure you share this video.
Thank you all so much. Please make sure that you're right here on Facebook Live. We have Orrin Adams, who is an insurance agent, and he will be with us on Monday at 7 o'clock. So again, make sure that you calendar to make sure that you do not miss that. We are not doing fish plates to pay for funerals anymore. We're making sure that we are being proactive. Yeah, we're being proactive and making sure that we plan for the future, and that means being responsible and making sure that we get some life insurance policies. So we'll get a chance to chat about that on Monday at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. Thank you all so much. Signing off. I appreciate you.
Bye. Thank you again.
Victoria. Thank you.